Hey there guys, how you doing? It's Mookie Monster coming at you guys with a Celestial deck profile. So, Celestials have always been a deck that's been near and dear to me. I used to play it a bunch back in the TCG when they were released. You know, I got the deck box, I got the cards and all that stuff, you know, the deck. I used to play it way back when. And so when it came out in Zero, I decided, hey, I had to play this deck. So I actually did a big pack opening stream for set 10. It'll be in the description below. And yeah, you can check that out if you want to. But I built the deck now. The second rank season for set 10 had no seals in it, which was nice. It allowed me to get those cards. Yeah, I'm just going to deck profile and see what you guys think. So, switching scenes. As you can see, this is the start of the set 11 meta. We know we got the new decks coming out, but I'm going to go back to an older deck. So, we go to fight, we go rank fight, and we will see, here we got Celestials, where I can confirm the deck. So taking a look at it here, initially when I built this deck, I was playing with Hope Child Turiel, because I didn't have no seals. But that being said, now that I have no seals, it's important to play Sunny Smile Angel, because, you know, it's a free extra heal in your deck, as well as it avoids getting shot by cards such as Linchu and Saishin that can destroy your starters. So basically its effect is, it has Forerunner, and at the end of the turn this unit boosted, draw a card and return this with the heal trigger to your deck. So you get an extra heal basically, so it's like running 5 heals in the deck, which is nice. As for our grade 1 lineup, we have Perfect Guards. So for 4 of the new Perfect Guards, it has the ability that it only procs when you would take a 6th or more damage. And then we have 4 Arabaki, 1 Yakon, and 4 Hesidial. So Arabaki is your 10k attacker. In the front row, if you have a Celestial Vanguard, it gets plus 3k. So it becomes a 10k attacker. It's pretty solid sometimes for getting your multi-attacks in. And we play 1 Yakon, because I don't have any grade 1 no-seals. If you had a grade 1 no-seal, I would say put a grade 1 no-seal here and get rid of 1 Arabaki. But Yakon's effect is basically a filter. If you have a Zerakiel in your damage zone, on placement, so when you play this on the board, if you have a Zerakiel in your damage zone, you can discard a card to draw a card. So it's not terrible, but it's not great. It's definitely quite underwhelming. And then we have 4 Hesidials here, which are a 9k if you have a Zerakiel in your damage zone. Doesn't matter where it is on the board, Vanguard, any rear guard circle. But it's important because it becomes a 9k booster for us, which is pretty big. And you can make some really nice columns with that. Speaking of nice columns, we have, in our grade 2s, we have 4 of these 12k attackers. This is a Ragwell. Her ability is the same as Arabaki's, where it's, if your Vanguard is a Celestial, it gets plus 3k. So this becomes 12k, plus a 9k booster, makes you a nice 21k column. Even before limit break. Even if you're at 3 or whatever damage, but you have a Zerakiel in your damage zone, you get a nice 21k column out of it, which is pretty handy. Next up, we have 3 Serials. So Serial is a pretty important card in this deck. Its ability is, when placed, counterblast 1 to put any card from your deck into your damage zone, and then put a card from your damage zone into your drop zone. This card that goes into damage zone is face down, so that's very important to note. But you have a lot of applications of this card. So this card can be used, whether you want to put your Zerakiel in there for your limit break effect, to get like the power boost and the swapping and all that kind of stuff. It could also be used to put intercepts, grade 2s, in your damage zone for more swaps later on with Hermietas. It keeps a lot of grade 2s there, which makes your defense pretty strong. And even lets you put in certain cards like Perfect Guards if you're feeling kind of ambitious or you have no seals. You know, you can put a Perfect Guard into your damage zone and then use a no seal to grab that Perfect Guard. So you have a bunch of applications of this card, and I think it's really, really good. I think 3 is a really solid number for it, because having that 8k power is a bit unfortunate unless you obviously have limit break, in which case, with your Zerakiel effect, which will then bring it up to 11k. But more on that later. We have 3 Becca's, which is our 10k vanilla here. Nothing special about her, just big numbies and big defense. And finally, we have 3 grade 2 no-seals. I know some people would argue to play 4. There's 2 reasons why I don't. 1, I don't think it's very good at 4. I feel like sometimes it's a bit of a crutch, and I feel like it's not that strong sometimes. But secondly, I also feel that 3 is just a good number because I don't have more. I have only 3. But that being said, No Seal has the ability, when placed, you may put a card, or maybe put a card from your hand into your damage zone, and if you do that, add a card from your damage zone to your hand. So this is really useful because it lets you swap cards out, lets you grab perfect cards, lets you, you can put a Zerakiel from your hand into your damage zone and grab something else out, or, if you put let's say you put a Zerakiel into your damage zone with the Serial, puts it face down. Then you can use No Seal to put another Zerakiel that's in your hand into your damage zone and grab the face down one and put it in your hand, which means now you'll have a Zerakiel face up in your damage and one in your hand, which means that there's a lower chance of it getting healed out. So you have a bunch of different applications for that as well. Having control over your damage zone and part of your deck is really nice. So I think 3 No Seals is a really solid number. It's what I've tested with, and so far it's been pretty good. Next up, we get into the meat and potatoes of this deck. So I'm actually going to talk about Zerakiel first. This is the beater of your deck. This is what you kind of want to go for on your Vanguard slot. It has the ability, Limit Break 4, at the start of your battle phase, put one of your Celestial rearguards into your damage zone face down. If you do, call a Celestial from your damage zone to the same rearguard circle. It could be the same card you put into the damage zone. Keep in mind. In addition, if you have a Zerakiel in your damage zone, so this is at the beginning of battle phase, keep that in mind. If you have a Zerakiel in your damage zone, this unit gets the following ability that all your units get plus 3k. And this is a continuous ability till the end of turn. So even if the Zerakiel gets healed out during your battle step, it's fine as long as Zerakiel was in your damage zone at the beginning of battle step. So this is really good because it gives all your units, not just Celestials like it was in TCG, but all of your units get 3k. So No Seals and your Hermietas will also get power boosts. And this actually enables the multi-attacking strategy. And then we have a second ability here. It's Counterblast 2 to get 5k until end of turn. I've never really had to use it. I've used it before, but it's never been actually beneficial to me. It's not really a concern unless you don't have your Limit Break ability going off and you want to get a 16k base for whatever reason. It's usually not important for me. Moving forward, we actually have the other piece of this deck. So Hermietas is what its ability is when it attacks a Vanguard and hits it, Counterblast 1 and put this Hermietas into your damage zone to call something else besides a Hermietas from your damage zone. It goes in face up, but if you call a face down card, it does go face down. So this is important because normally 10k base is pretty mediocre. Sitting there with a 10k base is not ideal. But with the Zerakiel Limit Break effect that give plus 3k to all your units at the start of battle phase, this then becomes 13k. So what you can do is you can use this card to swing unboosted, right? It's 13k. Hits the Vanguard, ideally. And then, because it doesn't work on rearguards, only on Vanguard. You hit the Vanguard, the effect goes off. You counterblast, put it into your damage zone, and grab something else out. Usually a grade 2, which will also get that plus 3k boost power as well. And then you can swing with that card that you called out, plus a booster, to get another attack in. So this is the multi-attack strat, and it works pretty well, in my opinion. So that's kind of the ability there. And then we look here. This is our break right here. We have Ramiel. So its ability is just when rolled upon, you get 10k power. And then you get to look at the top 3 cards, put one card from your damage zone put one card from those top 3 into your damage zone, and then the rest go back into your deck, and then add a card from your damage zone to your hand. So it's really nice because it lets you look 2 of the top 3 cards. Top 3 cards? Top 3 cards. Look at them. Maybe put something useful like a Zerakiel or a Perfect Guard or a Grade 2 or anything like that. And then you get to have more manipulation. And then you get to add a card from your damage zone to your hand. Even if you have something existing already in your damage zone that you want to grab, you can use this ability to get it. So it's pretty handy. It's a nice effect. It's definitely not necessary. There are matches where I'll go straight into Zerakiel, right? I'll go straight into Zerakiel and use the Hermietas effect to like get multi-attacks and stuff like that, and Ramiel just kind of exists. But in the event that the match is going a bit more slowly, having Ramiel is really nice, especially when set 14 comes out in like 3 months with Ramiel Reverse. She'll be crucial in that deck. Finally, we have one Sandalphon. He's just a Celestial I tossed in here. Honestly, you don't have many more options besides that. He has an ability that's Counterblast 1 to get 3k until end of battle. I've used this a couple times to close out games. It's not great. It's a very generic effect. But he's a Celestial name, which is kind of nice, so you get to do some swaps for the Zerakiel effect, as well as that extra 3k could save you. It could save you. And it's only Counterblast 1. And the fact of the matter is that you don't use a huge amount of Counterblast in this deck. You have like Serials, basically, and Hermietas to Counterblast with, and that's about it. So you have that Counterblast. You usually have that Counterblast available if you need it. And then finally, looking at triggers, we just have 9 draws. I feel like this deck really does need the 9 draws to get anything going. Playing anything else doesn't really work in my opinion. I've seen people play stands. I tested it. I didn't like it. I really feel like you have to maintain your hand size because you will be committing things to your board, and you don't really have a way of plussing. You do a lot of swapping and multi-tagging, but you don't really have any way of plussing in this deck. So having the draws is very much appreciated. And I think that's the deck profile here. So this will end the deck profile section. Let's get into a battle or two and see how that goes. All right. So fight. You will note I'll be fighting now in the set 11 meta, which is obviously different from what I was doing in the set 10 meta when the deck came out. So we'll see how this deals with the new decks, such as Transcore Glory, Sweep Command. What else have I been seeing? Just playing Narukami still, like Arads. This, okay, all right. RNST Starless. They just say Maybe that's a Gargura reference. Oh, also, yeah, a Dauntless is a thing in this deck, in this game now. I don't know how I feel about Dauntless, to be honest. This hand looks solid. I might actually keep it. Being able to sit on Ramio is really nice. So I might just keep it, and then see if we can get our Zeraculin damage zone. And obviously in hand at some point, too. But having a no-seal is nice for later turns. Having the Ragwell as my ride target is okay. And having a Cadiel is fine. Normally, I want to ride Arabaki, the 7k that turns into a 10k attacker on rearguard slot, because that is a less useful card in my opinion, but it's not the end of the world if we ride a Hesidio. But keeping in mind, if I do ride the Hesidio, which I don't have to now because I have Yakon and Arabaki, so it doesn't matter. But normally, I would ride Arabaki or Yakon instead because they're just 7k, and I can actually keep the Sunny Smile here to chillax for next turn so I don't overdraw. Just thinking real quick. This is probably fine. Actually, I might activate it straight up. Let's just activate it. I'm not too worried about overdrawing. If it was like a Murakumo deck or something like that, I would be worried about overdrawing. But here, we just fizzle heal, which obviously isn't great, but it is what it is. Yeah. The one bad thing about using Hesidio as your ride target is that in the event that you do ride Hesidio and you want to keep your booster there for whatever reason, like if you have a 9k base like I do right here, it might be a good idea to keep the booster for exactly this situation. Actually, if I don't get a Becca to ride with, then I might just put Ragwell down and have to swing into a 10k base and pray for a trigger, which is definitely not ideal. So this is actually already kind of a misplay. I would argue it's a misplay. Like, I didn't have to use the booster, but I did, and this is why you don't use the booster straight away sometimes. But they grabbed an Aormo, I just realized. They must have grabbed an Aormo, huh? And they called it. Alright. It's fine. No attack. That's okay. There is a Hesidio, but I don't know if I want to use my Hesidio straight away just to confirm an attack. I could. I might actually use Hesidio here. Like so, just to make sure I swing and deal a second damage. I like to keep the Arabaki for a second swing moving forward. I can actually rush him a bit here. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, to be honest. I might actually do that. Let's try this out. It's not usually a play I make. Usually I'm a bit more reserved with my grade 1s. But I thought, hey, we can get some free damage in. They didn't even swing at me, so we'll do this. They might have a lot of grade 3s in hand. We've also fizzled a second heal. That's not good. That's really bad. The fact that we've already lost 2 of our Hermietas is not ideal, but it is what it is. You want to get these in at least 1 in hand for a multi-attack strategy, right? If you have at least 1, you're probably okay because you can reuse that Hermietas with things like No Seal. Or even Ramiel doesn't. You don't have to grab a Celestia. You can grab anything if you use Ramiel. So, I guess this is fine. Okay, so we see Dauntless here, which is the Break Ride card, and it also has the crit from the Striken. This guy's gonna filter with that. I feel like every time I see this, people are discarding their Draconic Overlords for this effect. There's a Berserk. Is he gonna use it? Probably not. Yeah, probably not. So this guy's gonna hit me for 3 damage, which is totally okay. That is perfectly fine. I'm happy to sit at 3 damage. Okay, draw trigger. That's pretty good for him. He's getting more cards into hand to discard for the Dauntless in the future. Or like the whatever he does. Because the Dauntless has the ability that when you ride on it, it gets the card you ride with gets the ability to restand. Oh, so he actually used Airamo's effect to discard a Gojo. So a lot of filtering happening in this deck. I guess that makes sense. Serial's a really good pickup here. We'll go into our Ramiel, the animation rock. Alright. Not too bad, not too shabby. So we can actually use our Serial here. I think I want to put Zarakil in for now. And then I'm going to drop Arabaki. And you might be arguing, hey, why would you do that? Actually, we're gonna drop. Yeah, we're still gonna drop Arabaki, actually. It's like, hey, you're losing a counterblast. Yes, but no. I'm kind of losing a counterblast. But at the same time, I get to use this. So watch. I'm going to use No Seal here. I'm going to put Ramiel into my damage zone to grab this Zarakil now. So now I have a Zarakil guaranteed for the next turn to break ride. And I'll play a Hesidio here because Hesidio's always good on a Rearguard slot on the side. So we go into our battle phase. Swing. So this will actually be a 21k or something like that. We'll try to swing to 5 here and see what we can do. Pushing more damage is definitely nice. Here, no trigger. Feels good. Swing for 20k, my bad. It's normally 21k if you have Arabaki or more. We got a Ramiel into a no-seal. That's a pretty good pickup. Definitely appreciate that. And so now, basically, all we got to set up for here... Ooh. Heal trigger's fine. Okay. 4 damage is not the end of the world. Basically here, all we got to do is now ride the Zarakil, and then maybe from the Ramiel effect, we'll be able to put a Zarakil into damage zone or a Perfect Guard. Either one's a good option. So now we see... what's his face? The end. We see Dote come out. And he gets the ability that he can restand by discarding, which is, I don't know, it's kind of a weird effect in my opinion. Discarding 3 seems quite costly in a deck where you have to Persona Blast, but hey, it is what it is. I feel like in... So he's using the Persona Blast here to stand and draw 2. That's pretty handy dandy. He's to draw 2, and that means even if he swings again, like that, he gets another draw trigger. Wow! That's some real good luck. That's some really nice draw triggers right there. Okay, I see you, dog. Is he going to do it again? Is he going to use the Break Ride ability to stand now? Let's see it. Let's see it. Yep. Yep. You got a bunch of cards in hand. The one thing that's interesting to note is that that Break Ride ability is a counterblast. You have to counterblast for that. So that's a little kind of scary sometimes for our opponent, I guess. Ooh, a Perfect Guard does go to a damage zone. So with the Ramiel effect, I can actually grab that Perfect Guard. That would be the goal, at the very least. By playing this, what's his name? The Lacosity Dragon. He gets to countercharge, and he's also healed. So I'm actually in a very dire situation now. Kind of scary. Things aren't looking too good. Ooh, we actually naturally damage a Zarakil. That is huge. That is really, really good. And now what we can actually do here is ideally draw Hermietes. Nope, Zarakil instead. That's fine. So what we're going to do here is we're going to ride a Zarakil. We're probably going to grab this Perfect Guard. So, oh, I should have let the animation rock. I apologize. I should let the animation go off. We got options. What great! I have a Ragwell in there, so I'm actually going to grab. I'm actually going to put Herm in there. No, I'm actually going to put Becca there. I'm not going to go for the multi-attack because I need to grab certain cards. I need to grab Annual. And then I want to just play kind of defensively and set up for another turn later. That might have been a misplay. I'm not sure yet. I just really wanted to get my intercepts going. So we're going to put this in there. And we are going to get... Yeah, I should have... What I should have done is... I should have put the Hermietes in there. That was a misplay, for sure. Because then with Hermietes, I could have done some multi-attacks, which would have been really nice. Anyways, moving into our battle step. We're going to put Arabaki back and grab the same Arabaki. And we're just going to play super defensively here. We're going to try to hit for 2 damage and see what we can do. As you can see, these columns are huge. They got some big numbies here, which is really cool. So normally you would have a 13k Hermietas here. I misplayed. I didn't get the Hermietas because I'm a fool. But normally you get the 13k Hermietas. Swing here, and then, I guess it's defensive or whatever. And then you would be able to swap with something. But seeing as how we got defensive, that's a little irksome. Yeah, maybe it would have definitely been better. We could have pushed them a lot more. We wouldn't be able to get game because they have so many cards in hand that I'm assuming they have at least 1 or 2 perfect guards. But this isn't too bad either. The nice thing about also having the grade 2s in my damage zone is that even if I have no cards in hand, I can push up my boosters and then swap out one of them for a grade 2 at the beginning of my battle step. Which is pretty sweet. So we do see the Dragonic Overlord. So there go my intercepts. And this might be looking like game, to be honest. I wonder if he's going to play anything back here. Back here? There's a perfect guard. Yep. That is probably the right decision. Hit my Vanguard, or my rear guard. Restand. Hit my other rear guard. Yep. Restand. And then he's going to swing, and swing. So I got to rely on a heal, of which I have 3 in deck. It's not the worst thing in the world. By keeping the Hermietas in deck, I at least get to have 1 extra chance of a heal. So it's not the worst. Swings. Perfect guard. Again. And then he's going to swing with that Dragonic Overlord for game. Well, let's hope we can last damage heal. 6 damage heal. We don't get it. Right. That being said, I don't know. I did misplay by not getting the Hermietas, because if I got the Hermietas, I would have gotten an extra attack in. But this guy had perfect guards in his hand anyways, so I wouldn't have been able to kill. Unless that was his only booster. And then, if that was his only booster, then maybe he wouldn't be able to attack for that one of those extra damages. So maybe it was. Maybe it could have cost me the game there. But hey, learn from my mistakes, alright? This is why I'm putting out the video too. You can see the good and the bad of the deck, and how not to play it. This guy's name is Revki. He says, not a VP farmer. We'll see. We'll see. Alright, we can put this back. It's actually not bad. Sitting on Ramiel is pretty good. We got a no-seal, that's pretty good too. Pretty solid hand. And going second, we'll have a lot of cards to work with. Have a lot of cards. One thing you actually have to worry about with the Sunny Smile Angel as your starter is that you can overdraw. It's a little terrifying. Kind of the same feeling you get when you play like a deck like Murakuma, which has a lot of searching and getting cards from your deck. Wow. Okay, Ramiel, relax. We got 2 Beckas, which is really nice. I love seeing Becca. But 2 Ramiels is 1 Ramiel too much. I'll be frank. That's one Ramiel too much. So we gotta actually... this is one of the downsides. You have to use this Sunny Smile Angel now. No draw trigger, thankfully. That is a perfect guard. That's good to note. But now we'll withdraw into 7 cards, which is a little risky. We do get another Hesidial. Seeing another Hesidial is very nice. Very, very nice. Excuse me. Yeah, so next time we're just going to Becca. And we call another Becca and a Hesidial back here and just try to swing twice. But we'll see how it goes. I'm not convinced that's always the best play. I don't really like to play this deck super aggro initially. I like to expend my opponent's resources and then, whittle them down and then finish them off with a Hermietas kill kind of thing. Multi-attacks, use up the perfect guards, that kind of stuff. But they played a Striking. They're probably going to play another grade 2 to swing at me. Or maybe a grade 1. Yep, there's a vanilla. Fair shout. Yeah, I think we're gonna play both Beckos next turn. Unless we don't have to play Hesidial. We get a draw trigger. Ooh. We got another full hand. This is like the same hand as last match, basically. A lot of Beckas, a no-seal, some Ramiels. A Herm. This is a very, very familiar looking hand. So Becca, into Becca, I'm going to call Hesidial here as well, just in case, because I don't want to overdraw again. We'll do this. Swing. If I had a Serial, I might have called Serial here instead and done a Serial play. But that was not necessary. So we swing, no trigger for our opponent. And they'll be going into the turn with 5 cards in hand. Let's see what they ride. You gonna ride? You gonna ride a card, brother? Alright, yep, Dauntless. This is... He looks weird. He looks... That animation, he looks weird. His legs look strange. Playing a Dragonic Overlord on Rearguard Circle. Okay. That's some good information. Seeing as how they've not hit like any draws. I mean, Ooh, we do physical heal, but at least the Hermetis has gone to our damage zone, which is kind of nice. We can do some shenanigans with that later on. And we're still not at our break ride, so we can feel good about going into a Ramiel. And we get a Zorak. Ooh, and we get a Zorakil. Very nice. Love to see it. I think the only way this would be better is if I had a Serial in hand. We're gonna call Becca here. And I'll probably call this Ramiel here. I do like to keep this Ramiel in my hand sometimes as a target for discarding or dropping or whatever. But it's not bad to call it here just to get some more swings in. We see our opponents very low on cards in hand, and their board is not very well established, so we can actually afford to do this. Yeah, let's do this. So, battle phase. Swing. So I'm depleting the resources straight up. I would swing for that regardless of what I get for triggers. I would like to get one at least, though. I don't. So we'll see if I can actually swing here. No trigger. Our opponent's getting quite unlucky with these. Now, the argument here is, do I hit him to Break Ride? I do, because he needs to discard cards for his Break Ride effect to even work. Right? He has to discard 3 for Dauntless to go off. So I might as well just keep slapping him. Because now he only has 4. Even if he Break Rides now, he'll have 3 in hand, so he won't be able to call anything else anyways, and I have an Intercept on board, which means he won't be able to get the Dauntless Break Ride effect off if he does Break Ride here. Which he doesn't. Makes sense. He needs to maintain whatever he has in hand for now. Okay, so he uses Conroe to grab the Filter card. He's going to probably place that Filter card. Yeah. Discarding a Perfect Guard. Wow. What is our opponent doing? I don't know what they're searching for. But they must have a lot of Perfect Guards in hand if they're discarding one like that. Getting actually a draw trigger for once. I think that's the first one they've procced. I'm pretty sure that's the first one they've procced. But now we're seeing all the draw triggers come by, and now their hand is looking kind of thick. Kind of thick. Alright. Alright. Seeing this, I'm still at 3, meaning I can't actually do any of my shenanigans, but that's okay. We pick up a Ragwell. We're big chillin'. We're huge chillin'. There is an argument to be made by calling the Hermietas and then trying to do a swap. I don't think that argument's very good. I'll straight up say it. I don't think that argument's very good at all. So we're just going to do this. It's not ideal, but I can just go swing and get a trigger or something like that. And call it a day. My cat, it wants attention. I'll give her some attention afterwards. Yeah, we just keep swinging. All right, swing. Gets a heal trigger. That's fine, I guess. This will not hit, but if I can get a trigger, I can actually swing him to hit him to 5, which is pretty good. Do I get 1? Nope. I do get a second one though, or a trigger there on my second drive check, which means I will be able to hit on this attack. Very nice. So we hit him to 5, which means he's outside. He's actually outside. Never mind. Never mind. I was going to say we hit him to 5, so he's outside of Hermieta's range, but he did heal. So we can actually get some spicy plays next turn, provided we survive. This guy now has 7 cards in hand. A very far cry from the 3 or 4 that he had the previous turn. What are you going to Break Ride with? All right, the Blockade Inferno. This is the one that prevents your intercepts from working. Oh no, it's a different card. Never mind. 2 or more Seal Dragons are in your soul. Counterblast 2 to get 10k. Retire all of your opponents. Oh. Right. Right. Yes. I remember this. I don't get to activate the effect of my serial either, which is really annoying. I would have loved to activate a serial effect. But by him playing this card, he gets to retire a rear guard and put a grade 2 on there, and they don't get their effects. Same thing with this ability. Okay, well. Please put Ragwell. No, it's no seal. That's annoying. That's very annoying. So he's gonna retire 3 of my rear guard, 3 of my grade 2s now, and right, yeah, and he's gonna get to draw a card with it. Wait, what? That's not an attack, right? That's I don't get it. He had the counterblast for it, right? Interesting. I guess he wants the counterblast for the restand? I'm thinking? That's the goal? No seal and damage. Restand? No restand. What? Why did you... You know what? Fine. That's fine. I don't know what that means, but it's fine. Okay, Sunny Smile. So we're gonna go Herm. Best animation in the game, bar none. We actually have a perfect guard there. What's in my counterblast? I have to unfortunately, I actually have to do this. I have to get a serial to put the Zeracul in my damage zone. This is going to go to my hand now. Not ideal, but it is what it is. Serial goes here. Hermietas goes here. This goes here. This goes here. I'm actually going to call over this because he's playing the Seal Dragon shenanigans, and I don't want to deal with that stuff. We're going to retire you to activate this serial effect. Go off. And put Zeracul in my damage zone. Like so. Very nice. And we are going to drop Hermietas. Yeah. Okay, cool. So that's basically our turn. And we go into our battle step now. Zeracul effect goes off. We put you in there. Grab you right back out. So ideally you have a CDL here because it's a 9k booster, but such is not the case now. And we swing. So I gotta assume they have a perfect guard in hand. That's the only option that makes sense based on how they've played so far. We swing here. Hope to get a heal. Or something. Nope. No heal. So swing. Part of me is debating whether I get a grade 2 or a grade 3. They get a defensive, which kind of sucks. I probably have to get the grade 3, don't I? Do I even have a grade 2? I have Ragwell. But I don't know if that's good. Part of me wants to get the grade... Well, he has to play grade 2s from hand to get the effect, right? You know, let's get Ragwell. Let's get Ragwell. We're going to go for it. It was either Ragwell or Ramio that was in damage zone, I believe. Okay, so we're running out of time. Let's go for our last swing. Is it a perfect guard? There is a perfect guard. That is expected. The fact that he filtered out a perfect guard means he definitely has at least another one in hand. So we'll see. I just realized I never boosted this. Oh, no, 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 no. No! I lose a heal trigger like that because he's going to use his effects to get rid of it. I'm so stupid. That's what not to do, chat. And YouTube. That's what not to do. All right. Okay, grade 3, grade 2. Doesn't seem like they have any... Huh? What was that? What? What was that? Okay, so he's gonna swing. Okay. Gets a draw trigger. That's really nice for you. Very cool. I think we're going to use No Seal next turn to grab... I don't know, actually. I actually don't know what we're going to grab next turn. I could probably just move up the Arabaki, put no seal here. All today. Oh, we got another Arabaki, actually. Is there a Grade 2 I can grab here? I can grab a no seal with it. We're just going to do you. We are not invoking the skill because there's nothing I want to grab. We're going to do this. We're going to go into our battle step. Put Arabaki in the damage zone. Grab. Ooh, I can't grab. The thing is, you can't grab no seal with that. That is unfortunate. We'll just grab it back. If I'd realized that, I probably would have gotten the Hesidio in the back row, but it's fine. It's fine. So you might have argued, hey, you could have probably grabbed like the Hermietas or something, right? But I feel like this guy has another perfect guard. There's like a pretty strong inclination in my head that he has another perfect guard. Which is why I just did what I did. Getting the heal trigger is pretty huge. Pretty huge. Ooh, and there's a perfect guard. That would have been nice to have in hand. Yep, there is the perfect guard. All right. And yeah, now we're kind of at the point where we're just kind of swinging and praying. We'll see what we can get here. We got a Grade 2. That would have been nice to have before. You know, if I didn't mess up my Sunny Smile Angel, maybe that would have been in my hand. Who knows? But we have 2 damage and a perfect guard to work with, basically. We have an intercept. We have, we have an intercept. We have a damage free and a perfect guard, so we might be okay. So they're gonna filter. I'm not sure what they're searching for. Discarding the Grade 1 to draw. All right. Calling Grade 1, 10k attacker. Calling Grade 3. All right. They're just swinging. They're just swinging for the hills, kind of thing. Triggers? No triggers. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, swing and face. Ow. Getting a draw trigger, that's pretty big. Getting Zeracule doesn't really matter. I'll be honest. And then gonna probably... Ooh, they actually swing rear guard. Very cool. Very interesting. Very... I don't get it. I was gonna say a very interesting play, but I don't get it. Perfect guard in hand, very nice. So we're not going to ride. I want Hesidio here to get me a nice 21k column in case they heal. So this will go here. And this will go here. I'm actually going to... I can only activate this effect once, the 5k booster power. So I'm actually not going to do that because it doesn't do anything for me. Yeah. Battle step. Limit break effect activates. Put you in damage zone. Grab Hesidio. Alright, so this is now 21k. Plus the 6k boost. So... I guess just swing. I'm not sure how much that is actually relevant. But we'll swing and see if they get a heal. Do they have any heals left? They don't. Well, GG's. And yeah, that's basically how the deck works. You try to, get your Zeracules in damage zone. You try to have your Ramule effect to, grab one card from the top 3 and manipulate your damage zone a bit and get a card to hand. You have no seals to manipulate your damage zone and your hand and that kind of stuff, as well as the cereals to put the necessary cards in your damage zone. As you can see, I'm saying a lot about the damage zone because it's very important for this game, for this deck specifically. That being said, there are different times where you might want to keep your opponent at 4 damage instead of 5, instead of hitting the 5, so that you can have your Hermietas plays live for multi-attacks. You can just clear out the rear guards instead and keep him at 4. So that might be something to keep in mind. Obviously, 4 is a limit break number, so it might be dangerous at the same time. But I really do feel like this deck excels at the long game. Being able to search out perfect guards, being able to get your intercepts, being able to multi-attack, and just really keep pressure on while maintaining hand size and board state. I really feel like this deck is really, really best played in a slower manner. But those will be the matches for me. Thank you guys so much for watching this deck profile and match video, I guess. I don't know what to call these. Maybe the title will reflect that. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I will catch you guys in the next one. See you later.